Hey everybody, welcome back to Aunt Debbie's Kitchen. Today we are making a rollout sugar cookie for Sandra Jesco, my old Navy buddy. Hoo-yah! This is actually our third take because the power keeps going out. Mike Oatway, this is for you. I hope you like it better than the horns. My hands are washed. Get yourself a pen and paper because I want you to write these down, the ingredients that is. And you're going to want to make sure that you have everything in its place and ready to go. You don't want to be running around the kitchen looking for stuff. Just get it all ready. So here's the recipe. 1 cup of unsalted butter at room temperature. That's going to be 2 sticks. 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, 1/4 teaspoon of almond. Now these extracts, you want to get the real stuff. You don't want to get Walmart or Piggly Wiggly brand. It's not worth it. Get the good stuff. 2 eggs room temp, 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of cornstarch, little secret ingredient, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. This is like the 6th recipe I've tried. I know the 5th one I said was the one, but this is the one. So come on over here, honey. So we had already started getting the sugar and butter together, creaming it as you would. So it's pretty much just about done. I'll give it a couple more whirls in the thingy mixer, and we'll get to adding the rest of the ingredients. So, oh, the little jingle bell. Okay, make sure it's locked. And you want to come in and take a look at this, honey? Nice and fluffy, nice light color. I'm going to add in my extracts. Let that get mixed in. And then we're going to do the eggs one at a time. Remember, you want to crack your eggs in a separate bowl. Don't crack them into your mix. Okay? Because what if you get a bad egg? Then you're screwed. There we go. Okay. It is wicked cold here in Nashville today, and I believe the temperature's dropping and it's just yucky out. What's it like in your part of the world? All right, so come take a look at this, honey. Everything's nice and mixed up. I'm going to turn it on low, the lowest it goes. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to show you how to sift or how to measure your flour. So I've already got 1 3/4 cups in here with my cornstarch and my salt. You don't want to dig your scoop into your flour because it packs the flour in and you'll end up with more than you need. So you want to fluff it up with your spoon and then just drop it into your cup like this. And then you're going to level it off. Back and forth with your straight edge. And that's it. So I've got my 2 3/4 cups of flour, my 1/4 cup of cornstarch, and my 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You want to get that mixed up real nice. See? All right. I'm going to stop this. And I'm going to add a little bit. Not too much at a time and not too fast, because your flour will go everywhere. Oh, that was kind of close. Oh, see? There we go. Mixer's doing a little bit of work here. You can hear the motor. Is it as low as it goes? Yep.
Nobody saw that.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, mixer's doing some work now. All right, so we want to give it a scrape. Make sure you get the bottom so that everything gets mixed all together. Now this is a fairly sticky dough. A lot of the other recipes I tried were a little more dry. But like I said, I really like this recipe. Make sure you get up off the bottom because you want all the ingredients. See, there's a little bit of flour down there. There we go. Always lock your mixer on. Always. And don't ever turn your mixer on and walk away. I have a friend on one of my cookie pages that she went into the other room and her mixer just walked itself right off of her counter and it's no more. No more. So just a little bit more mixing. Not too much. You don't want to overdo the dough. And you don't want too much gluten developing. And don't ever ask me to make a non-gluten cookie. Or anything for that matter. That is not happening. I don't care. Alright, so I'm going to take this off. Scrape it all down. And we're going to go over to where we're going to... Did it fall all the way? No.
Nope.
Hooray!
5-second rule.
We're going to go over to where I've got a piece of parchment and some plastic set up because we're going to split this into two, flatten it out a little bit, and then we're going to put it in the fridge. It needs to chill for a couple hours. Honey, why don't you come to this side now? Okay, so now we're at our handy... No, I need that open, honey. That's why it's like that. Okay, so you'll see here I've got a piece of plastic wrap, and then I've got a piece of parchment that I've dusted with a little bit of flour, okay? I'm going to take approximately half of the dough, plop it right on there. Here we go. I'm going to take a little bit of flour, right on the top. Shape it into a little circle. Add it out, okay? And then what you're gonna do, a little more flour on top. And then we're gonna turn it onto the plastic. Okay, wrap it, just like so, and it's going into the fridge. I'm gonna do that with my second one as well. So, I need plastic wrap, that's parchment. There we go. I cannot stand plastic wrap. Really, I can't. What movie was that? Oh. Without a Paddle. One of the characters had a plastic wrap phobia. I just don't like it. Okay, so a little flour on your parchment paper. And get the rest of the dough out. Like I said, it's pretty sticky. Now the reason you want to chill it is because that also helps the cookie to hold its shape when you're baking it. Your oven's going to be at 350 degrees when after you're done chilling. You want to chill for a minimum, Sandra, for 2 hours. It's got to sit in the fridge, okay? Okay, so, ugh. There we go. It's just, ugh. Oh, it's terrible. All right, so a little bit of flour on the top. Like I said, make a little circle and just pat it out. There you go. A little teeny bit more. Up. Onto the plastic. Wrap her up. 2 hours in the fridge before you can start rolling or cutting or anything. Guess what, kids? Way ahead of you. I made that this morning. This is the best rolling pin for making cookies. It comes with different size discs. believe I have them right here. Yes. With different guides to how thick you want your cookies or thin. I happen to like mine at 1/4 inch, so I just leave that on there. Okay, so there is our nice chilled dough. Need another piece of parchment. Okay. A little bit of flour all over because you're going to be rolling the dough out. You know, it's going to get bigger. You may need to let this sit out for 10 minutes or so, but I think I'm strong enough to do it. So, a little flour on top so the rolling pin doesn't stick. And then just like this. And this is nice and cold so the butter doesn't start melting. And you're just going to start rolling, kids. And this guide will let me know when it's 1/4 inch. Very, very simple. Anybody can do it. Get the kids in here, you know. Beautiful. There we go. Just roll it every which way. And then we'll do a little this way. Rolling pin still isn't, the guides still aren't hitting the bottom yet, the tabletop. So we are still not at 1/4 inch. It's getting pretty wide though. Let's try and get it this way. And I think we're there, kids. And you'll also see the dough will stop moving. So let me do it this way. There we go. We are at 1/4 inch. Easy just like that. Now, today I'm going to cut out some Christmas trees and some stars. When you have, if you buy sets, sometimes you'll get different sizes. You don't want to cook little cookies and big cookies and medium cookies all together. You want to stick with the same size so they all, the cooking time, you know, is all the same. Flour your cookie cutter. Press down. Sometimes it comes up. I just put it right onto the cookie sheet. Just like that. Now, if my house wasn't very cold, I would, like on a summer day, I would definitely put this back in the fridge after cutting for a good 15 minutes so it gets, you know, nice and chilled again. And like I said, that's to ensure that the shape keeps its form. I'll do another star. There we go. Let's do some trees. A little bit of flour on the cookie cutter. We'll do some happy little trees. Do-do-do. Make sure you're using, you're going to be able to re-roll this after you cut your initial cookies out. Here you want to get as much as possible out of your recipe. Let's see, that looks good. Oh, see, it's starting to stick a little. So we'll just dip it in a little more flour. There we go. Oh, I still have more dough. So now if you don't want to, if you just want to make this one batch, you can just roll this back up, put it in the fridge, because that's what I'm going to do. Because I got to go somewhere with my cookie lady. But, so from there, now, if you wanted to, say you wanted to decorate with sprinkles, what you're going to do, or sanding sugar. So for these Christmas trees, and you want to do this over a bowl, because why would you want to waste sprinkles and you don't want them all over the place? So, yeah, you can take that now, honey. A little bit of milk on your fingertip, just wet the top, just like this. Just wet it like that. And you're going to take your sugar, and there you go. Get in there, honey. Let them see that. Wonderful. And then, there you go. I'll do a star, or a snowflake. These are going to cook approximately 10 minutes. What I do is I do 5 minutes, turn the pan around, and then I do another 5 minutes. So get that top and that pretty white. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is just so pretty. And this way you catch the excess and you're not wasteful. Aunt Debbie doesn't want you to be wasteful. Here we go. Look at that, how gorgeous that is. And when it cooks, it's going to be shiny and beautiful. All right, I'm going to put these in the fridge to chill. Somewhere. But guess what? I've got some already done. Ugh. It's actually not hot. But this is what your cookies are going to look like. Let's get them in the light, honey. See how lovely they are? They kept their shape. They're a perfect 1/4 inch. They're not too done on the bottom. I don't mind it being a little bit brown. Even like that is good. This one, if you see a cookie like this, if you get in close, a little undercooked, but that's okay for me. So when you get your cookies out of the hot oven, what you're going to do is you're going to put your rack right here on so to cool it. It's going to sit on your pan for 5 minutes. But before that, take something flat. I happen to like this handy dandy spoon. And just, if they're a little bit puffy on top, you just press it down. Just like that. That'll give you a nice flat surface to work with, even if there's sugar on there. Now, if you want to put jimmies on, or any kind of candies, as soon as you get them out of the oven, get your candies on there and press them in. Okay, if you put it on beforehand, they're going to melt. Don't want to do that. So, once these cookies are out for 5 minutes, then you're going to put them on a tray. They need to cool for a full 24 hours before you can start decorating with icing. Believe me. Don't want to put icing on warm cookies. It'll just melt off and it'll look like poop. So that's it today for Sandra's sugar cookie recipe. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm going to clean up a little bit, and I'd love to hear some recommendations on what else you'd like to see me cooking. So from Aunt Debbie's Kitchen, I bid you farewell.